In this video we will show how to find the standard deviation. The standard deviation has two formulas. The first formula depending exactly in the mean. So it is the square root of summation of the squared difference of the data from its mean over n minus 1. N represent number of the data. X represent the data itself, the data. X bar, it is the mean. So this summation of the square difference between data and its mean, we have to find it first, then dividing by n minus 1. While in the second formula, depending on squared the data itself and find the summation of it, and then summation of the data and find the square of it, dividing by n minus 1. We have to use these two formulas, and you can find the difference between these two formulas. In this data, we have to find the mean for this data first. What is the mean? How we can find the mean? It is easy by adding all these data and dividing by the number of the data. Remember that x bar is equal to sigma x over n. Use your calculator and find the mean of this data by adding all these data and dividing by the number of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 number. If you find the mean of this data, you find it is 75. Okay? What we have to do now is just subtract 68 minus 75 is equal to minus 7, and 82 minus 75 is equal to 7. Minus 7 squared is equal to 49, 49, 81, 0. Minus 15 squared is equal to 225. 164, 64. Okay. Now, what we have to do now is finding the summation for this data, for this column. Summation of this data is 632. We want to find the summation. No need for finding the summation for this data, because the summation of this data is always 0. The summation for the difference between data and its mean without squared is always 0. What we have to do now is just only using the formula. S is equal square root of 632. This is the summation of the square difference between data and its mean, dividing by how many numbers of data we have? 8. 8 minus 1 is equal to 7. If we use the calculator to find this value, we find it is 9.5. For the same data, but using the second formula, which is sometimes called shortcut formula, we need to find the summation for all these data. If we use the calculator to find the summation of this data, okay, this is sigma x. Okay, this is what? Sigma x. Calculator to find the square for each of these data. 68 squared is 4,624. Now, after using the calculator to find the square for each of these data, we have to find the summation of these data. This is sigma x squared, and now go to your formula and find n is 8, sigma x squared 45,632 minus sigma x, it is 600 squared over 8 by 8 minus 1. Okay? If you use your calculator to find the value of this formula, it is also 9.5, the same answer as the first formula.